Prosperity, Escobar chosen, 777. Early morning, you know what I'm saying? I hope everybody can hear me, bro. It's gonna be a short live real fast. I just wanna talk about women attraction for a second, right? Before I go to work. I'm actually headed to work right now. I just manifested this new job from being on retention. You know what I'm saying? Attraction is very real, bro. Attraction is very real, man. See, attraction goes when you on semen retention. People talk about attraction, they normally bring up women attraction, right? But actually, attraction is anything that you pull into your reality. So attraction can be anything. Like I attracted this money opportunity called a job. You know what I'm saying? Just from retaining my seed, bro. But for the sake of conversation, there's a viewer that I have. His name is Rabbit Cuckoo. Shout outs to you, my boy. Shout outs to you. And congratulations on your no fap journey. He said he's 7 days in, right? And he wants to know why um he's having mixed emotions, right? He's having mixed emotions, and he doesn't understand why other men inside the gym have a woman, right? And basically he doesn't, and he's not receiving any woman attraction. So I'm gonna help him understand what's going on right now. Right? This for you, my boy. All right, so look, first thing is first. You're only on day 7, bro. You're only on day 7, man. So that's that, right? It takes time for your energy to become more potent before you can start, you know what I'm saying? Expanding. You see, because, and when I say expanding, what you need to understand is that your reality, your external reality, is a mirror, okay? It's a reflection of your internal state of being. I hope I'm not yelling, bro. I'm trying to talk over the noise I'm hearing from these cars, but I got headphones in, so I probably could tone it down a bit. But I hope y'all can hear me too, man. Your external reality, right, is a mirror of your internal state. How does this apply to women attraction, right? Because when you're when you are constantly focused outside of yourself, which is what's going on, that's why you're not receiving any women attraction, because you're too focused on it. You're focused on the wrong things, right? But when you're focusing on women attraction, excuse me, essentially what you're doing is you're directing your focus outside of you, okay? Because you're worrying about people and how they're viewing you and their attraction and all that type of stuff, right? You're putting your focus in the wrong place. You're externalizing your focus too much, right? And energy flows where your attention goes. Energy, yeah, energy flows where your attention goes, bro. So if you're constantly focusing outside of yourself, right? Energy is leaving you and it's going on the outside, right? And it's not returning. Now when you do this, when you flip it, right? When you reverse it and you put the energy into yourself, right? Your energy is currency. Okay? Understand this. Your energy is literally currency, bro. Literally. The word currency comes from a Latin word currere, which means to run or to flow. That's what your energy is. It's a constant flow. It's constantly running. Like if you turn the water on and leave it running, that's what your energy is. It's a constant flow. You can't turn it on and off. It's always flowing. Even when you're asleep, your energy is still flowing. Okay? So when I say your energy is currency, I mean that literally. All right? Now, so you have to look at yourself like this, like a business. You have to understand yourself as a business, right? Your energy, your focus, your attention is like investing into a business, right? When you're when you're when you're focused or your attention is constantly being directed outside of you, what you're doing is you're making withdrawals, right? But when you reverse that and put the energy back into yourself, now what you're doing is you're making investments. You see what I'm saying? You're making investments now into your energetic bank. You have to view yourself as a business, right? I'm gonna say it again. When your energy is constantly being directed outside of you, you are making withdrawals. You're taking from yourself. But when you put the energy back into yourself, what you're doing now is you're making investments. And when you make investments into a business or anything, it expands, right? So what I'm trying to tell you in so many words is, bro, you have to focus on yourself and focus on your own expansion, right? Focus on your own expansion, and then the women attraction and all this other stuff will naturally happen. You know what I'm saying? It'll happen organically as a natural byproduct of the energy you've been putting into yourself. That's the problem. That's why you're not receiving the women attraction, because that's what you're focused on. Women attraction is an external thing. Anytime you focus on the external, you're not too much. Whenever you're focused on the external too much, that's the key, too much. Because too much of anything is not good, right? So whenever you're focused on the external too much, you know what I'm saying? You're not giving yourself enough energy internally. Therefore, you are depleting yourself. It's the same thing as jacking off. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can deplete yourself not just from jacking off. So you think that because you're retaining your seed and you want no fat, that's all you have to do. Nah, you still have to. There's different forms of retention. Let's talk about it, man. There's different forms of retention, bro. You know what I'm saying? You have seed retention. That's when you're retaining your seed, right? And then you also have, you got what I like to call attention retention, meaning like you have to watch what you watch. You know what I'm saying? You have to watch what you pay attention to, because whatever you pay attention to, you're gonna make it expand. Okay? You can also leave yourself depleted and leave and deflate yourself from paying attention externally too much, like worrying about women attraction. Women attraction is gonna happen naturally, bro. Women attraction is gonna happen naturally as a natural byproduct of the attention in the inner wealth and the self value that you increase and cultivate within yourself. So you don't have to focus on women attraction. That's gonna happen naturally. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to focus on that. That shit's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen naturally as a, like I say, as a natural byproduct of the value that you increase and cultivate within yourself. I'm telling you, bro, because I get women attraction. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making this like semen retention is not about women attraction, first of all. So if you're doing this for women, then you're already starting wrong. You see? You already starting wrong. The point of retention is to retain your energy and keep your energy within and to focus on your own expansion and growth. If you're not focused on your expansion and your growth on semen retention, then you're starting off wrong. When you started to focus on women attraction, you're externalizing your focus via, because your energy is currency. You're externalizing your energy, your money, your currency. You see what I'm saying? You're taking withdrawals from your bank. You're not doing this to invest into yourself. So you already starting off wrong. And bro, I've been practicing retention, bro, since 2021. So I know what I'm talking about, bro. Since 2021, game. You feel me? Peace to everybody entering the live. Peace to everybody entering the live. I'm just talking about women attraction for a second for the sake of a viewer who asked me a question. He wanted to know why he wasn't receiving any women attraction. And he's only been on no fat for 7 days, and he's going to the gym, and He's trying to understand why there's guys in the gym that have women and he doesn't pretty much. So I'm just on live answering this question for him because my phone is acting crazy. So it's the only way I can really talk to y'all is by going live. Peace, Angela. Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the live. I didn't put a topic, which I should have, so y'all can know what we're talking about. But basically, to give y'all a brief understanding of what we're talking about before I head into work, is that there was a viewer on my channel. He came under my one of my videos and he asked me, why is he not receiving women attraction like the other guys that he's seeing who have girls inside of the gyms that he goes to? And he's only been retaining the seed for 7 days. And I'm trying to get him to understand that, bro. First of all, it's only been 7 days. How much benefits do you expect to see within 7 days, bro? You got to keep going, for one. And then for two, you're focused on the wrong things. Your focus is on women attraction, which is the external. You ain't do nothing, bro. I'm trying to help a viewer understand something. And this can be a lesson for anybody coming into the chat. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's practicing seed retention. If you're practicing semen retention for women attraction, you're already starting off wrong. Why my text get deleted? I have no idea who you are or what you talking about, bro. But peace and love to you. Um, yeah, you're already starting off wrong if your focus is about women attraction on semen retention, bro. You already starting it off wrong because women attraction is an external thing. Okay, anything in life in your external is gonna always start off internal. That means money, love, any form of attraction, all of that stuff starts internal, bro. It all starts within. So what I'm saying is your external reality is gonna always be a mirror of your internal state of being. So all you have to do is focus on you can't control outside events. You see what I'm saying? You can't control outside events. You only can control what you have control of, which is you in the moment. That's all you have control of is your own mind. Okay? That's the only thing you have control of, bro. Whenever you try to focus outside of this moment and on things outside of yourself, this is when you start to worry and you start to stress. And you are a hypocrite. Peace and love to you, my boy. But whenever you start to focus outside of yourself or outside of the moment, you see what I mean? This is when you start to create worry and stress within. You got to stay within the moment, bro, right? Focus on yourself. Like I said, your energy is currency, okay? It's the highest form of currency to ever exist. So you have to look at yourself like a business. When you're putting the attention into yourself, it goes beyond just putting attention into yourself. What you're doing is you're making investments into your energetic bank. Whatever you keep continuously investing into is going to expand, right? This is why energy flows where your attention goes, right? I heard you cuss and you talk about this. Oh, well, my bad, brother. I don't mean to, I'm actually working on my vocabulary. So I apologize if I'm cussing a lot. You know what I mean? I'm actually working on my vocabulary. So I actually appreciate that constructive criticism and I appreciate you, brother. But yeah, man. I'm trying to help a viewer understand because basically he wanted to know why he wasn't getting women attraction. It's only been 7 days that he's been on NoFap. And he's also mentioned that his name is Rabbit Cuckoo, by the way, Rabbit Cuckoo on YouTube. He came under one of my videos, but he also mentioned how he goes to the gym and there's other dudes in there that have women, and he wants to know like why he feels left out. First of all, I want you to understand. I used to feel like that. I used to feel like that, bro. Like for real, for real. And I'm not saying that I used to feel like that when I wasn't on no fat. No, I'm saying I used to feel like this long before I even knew about no fat. I used to feel like this when I was back in elementary, middle school. You know what I'm saying? I used to see dudes and shit have all these girls, and so I used to be wondering like, damn, why? You know what I mean? But what I noticed over the years is that when you put the attention on yourself, when you focus on yourself, bro, you start to expand. And whatever you do internally is always going to be reflected externally. So when you put the attention on yourself, which causes expansion, right? You're causing yourself to expand internally. And then when you do that, when you expand internally, you're also going to cause expansion externally. You see what I'm saying? You're going to cause expansion externally as well. So what I noticed over the years is when you focus on yourself, when you focus on yourself, all that women attraction, all that type of shit, it's gonna happen as a natural byproduct. You're naturally attractive. That's what you gotta understand. Attraction don't have nothing to do with the way you look. What's going on, Rabbit Cuckoo? Hey, look, I made this live for you, bro. I made this live for you, bro. You might have to run it back though, cause I'm about to head in for work in a little minute. But I'm literally made this live for you, bro. Rabbit Cuckoo, I made this live for you, my boy, because literally I want to help you, bro. Understand something, right? Basically, what I was saying is this, man. The reason why you're not getting the women attraction, for one, it's only been 7 days. You got to give yourself some time. You know what I mean? You got to give yourself some time, bro. Let your energy become more potent. Okay, that's for one. Also, for one, which is, this really should have been the first one, but your focus is on the wrong place. Exactly. Can't focus on that. Your focus is on the wrong thing. You're focusing externally from yourself. Your focus in itself is currency. That's what you have to understand. Your focus in itself is currency. Energy flows where your attention goes. Money flows where your attention goes, basically, because your attention is currency. Okay? When you're focusing externally all the time, I'm about to read that in a second. I got you. But when you're focusing externally all the time, what you're doing is you're making withdrawals. You're taking from your bank, basically. Look at yourself as a bank. Now, when you're putting attention back into yourself, what you're doing is you're making investments. Whatever you continuously invest into, you're going to cause it to expand. Okay? When your energy is constantly being directed outside of you, what you're doing is you're depleting yourself. So it's the same. You might as well jack off and bust nuts because you're still depleting yourself because your attention in itself, you have to practice attention retention. You get what I'm saying? Attention and retention. See, retention is not just seed retention. You know what I'm saying? You also need to retain your energy, your attention in itself. You're focused on the external too much, right? You got to focus on your internal state of being because your external reality is an extension of your internal state. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Your external reality is an extension of your internal state. Therefore, you don't have to focus on women attraction. As long as you're focusing on building yourself on the inside, women attraction is going to happen naturally as a natural byproduct of your internal state. Now I'm going to read what you're saying. You said, I experienced girls standing next to me at gym when working out and started seeing girls staring at me. My problem is I get jealous when I see boyfriend with girlfriends. See? I go gym early nowadays because gym is empty and I can work out without the distraction. When the GFBF comes at the time, only I feel alone. External reality is an extension of the internal state. Exactly. Yes, I'm glad you even wrote it down because now when you do that, it's gonna stick inside of you. It's gonna stick. Yes, brother, write it down. See what I mean? Type it, write it, whatever. But I got about 15 minutes before I got to clock in, so we can chop it up some more. Okay. Now, when you say you get jealous when I see boyfriend with girlfriends, already. See, the energy of jealousy is gonna repel women from you. That's what's gonna repel women from you. And anytime you feel jealous, bro, it's because you've forgotten your own power. Okay? You have forgotten your own power. That's why you're feeling jealous, bro. Because you're looking at it like, damn, what do he have that I don't have? It's not that he has anything over you. You know what I'm saying? Or what he has over you is control over his own energy. Okay? You're not focusing on yourself. You focusing on women attraction and dudes in the gym and and how they operating. That's the problem. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just keep it. I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. That's the problem within itself. You need to just focus on yourself. And when you try to do it like how you saying, when you try to because you said what you say. You say I go to the gym early now because it's empty and I can work out without distractions. That's not gonna get rid of the distractions, bro, because it's still a part of your internal state. What you have to do is change your internal state of being. So even when the dudes come in the gym with their girl, it's not gonna bother you at all. See how you doing it is only exactly. Start to focus on yourself. Yes, brother. Yes. Don't worry about the external too much. You know how you control your external? By focusing on your internal. Because again, your external is an extension of your internal state, right? So when you focus on yourself, you're gonna cause yourself to expand. You're gonna expand and expand and expand and expand and expand. And then in your external reality, it's gonna start to expand too. Now, how to change your internal state? That's a great question. That means you're actually invested and you really want to change. That's a great question. There's a lot of ways you can change your internal state, man. What time is it? 7:17. Okay. So this is one of the ways that I change my internal state, bro. You have to change, for one, your perspective. You have to change your perspective. Now, how to change your perspective? There's a lot of ways you can do this. There's a lot of ways you can invest into yourself, brother. You know what I'm saying? Read more, like, what do you do on the daily with yourself outside of the gym? Like what do you do? What is your dominant way of thinking? What is your dominant way of feeling? How do you feel? Like, what is your baseline emotion, baseline thought process? Like, how do you think and feel about yourself? Do you meditate? Do you you know what? Meditation is a great way to change your internal state of being. Change perspective. How? I read general knowledge, go for practicing competitive exams. I make real videos. Okay. Understand what the word perspective is in the first place. You see how it has the word spect inside of it, like spectrum, and then the word per, the root word per means each, right? So a perspective is an angle of the light because we're talking about. Okay, let me find a better way to explain this to you. When you see the word spect, think of spectrum, like a light spectrum, right? Now the word per means each. So this is why we all have perspectives because each of us are different spectrums, different angles of the light spectrum. So we all have a perspective. You get what I'm saying? We all have an angle of the light. Exactly. Yes. So that's what you have to understand who you are. This is how you start to change your internal state. Realizing who you are. Self-realization has changed me in a lot of ways, bro. Each of us are different angles of the light spectrum. Exactly. That's why we have a perspective because you only can see from your angle of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So, woo, it's cold as hell. So I see things the way I want when I reflect light. Seeing in itself is reflecting light because you're a light being. So when you're seeing, you're actually, yeah, you're using light to see. You use light to think as well. You use sound to speak. See what I mean? So like when you have an idea, your ideas are light formations in itself. And then when you speak upon that idea, what you're doing is you're converting light into sound. Okay? So this is why they say in the beginning there was the word and the word was with God and God was the word. Because in the beginning there was sound. Right? This is what everything's made out of sound. Sound frequencies and light frequencies. That's why we call it a universe. Okay? Like a verse to a song. Right? You gotta start to just basically to answer your question, bro, in so many words, self-reflection can help you change your internal state. Self-reflection, self-realization, you know what I mean? Understanding who you are. Because naturally, when you start to realize that you're an electromagnetic being, and that literally your natural state of being is abundance within itself, your natural state of being is magnetism in itself, and there's no way that you can't attract. When you realize that, like when you really realize it, not intellectualize it, but realize it, that's when shit gonna start happening in your life effortlessly. Ideas are light formation. Speaking is converting light into sound. How to make my frequency towards not needing. Self reflection, self realization. Okay, I will try to understand myself. Right. Now, your question is how to make my frequency towards not needing. You're only, okay, the energy of needing is coming from a place of you feeling like you lack something. Okay, you have to understand that you are a multi. This is where multi-dimensionality comes in. At now we about to get deep, right? Understand that you are a multi-dimensional being, and that everything that you want, every single thing that you want in life, you already have it on a vibrational level. You may not have it tangibly, right? But the tangible reality is only one part of reality. It's not the entire spectrum. See what I'm saying? There's different angles of the spectrum of reality. Okay? Tangible reality is only one dimension. The tangible is the physical, right? There's not only a physical you, there's multiple versions of you. You have a mental you, a spiritual you, a physical you, an electromagnetic you, a fluidic you. That's what your semen is. That's the fluidic part of you. That's your fluidic body. Okay, so there's different parts of you that exist here and now. There's multiple versions of you that exist all in one simultaneous moment. So on an energy level, on a vibrational level, everything again in the external is an extension of the internal state. It all started within. Everything around you that you see all started as an idea. Literally, everything started as an idea. Reality is your external reality is a reflection of you, your internal state of being. Okay? This phone I got in my hand was somebody's idea. All right? So everything that you want, right, already exists with inside of you. It already exists within you, bro. There are different realities of me. Well, yes, yes. See, most people think that they exist within reality, but reality actually exists within you. If you understand that you're a multi-dimensional being and that ye are God, this is where the shit gonna get deep. People might leave the chat because people have a problem with hearing that they're God, right? But I'm gonna tell you the truth. You are God. You know what I'm saying? You're God having a physical experience. You're an extension of what people call the creator. Yes. So you are it. You know what I'm saying? Ye are God. Okay, you're just God having a physical experience. So reality actually exists within you because it's an extension of you. Look at the word reality deeper. It has re, then it has al as in the God, right? Re means repeat, like again. So reality and then the suffix and then ity is like a state of being. So reality in itself is a repeat of al, a repeat of the God, a repeat of God's state of being. Yeah, yeah. Reality in itself is a repeat of God's state of being. It's a repeat of your state of being. It's your state of being again. Your state of being duplicated. You get what I'm saying? Yes. Yes. Write that shit down. Yeah. I get deep, bro. I get deeper with the words and shit like that. Uh-huh. 7:25. I got about 5 minutes. Run this live back if you have to, man. A reality, yes. Because if you break the word up, the like re means again. And then al is an Arabic word, like chemic al or alchemical or you know what I'm saying, alchemistry or alchemy, right? The al is an Arabic word that means the. But when you think of the God. This is why it's just the and it has no specification at the end of it. It's just the because it's the all of everything, right? So reality in itself is a repeat, is God again, is God duplicated. It's God's state of being duplicated. You get what I'm saying? So Reality exists within you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're a multidimensional being. Whatever you want, you already have it. You just have to realize it. It's a matter of your awareness. See what I'm saying? Like money, love. Money itself is a form of consciousness. It's a tangible form of consciousness. Okay? You are consciousness. So you actually are money. See what I'm saying? You can't not have what you are. You can't not have yourself. You see what I'm saying? You are money. Money is just a tangible version of you, a tangible form of consciousness. You are a human form of consciousness. You see what I'm saying? So consciousness is just wearing different costumes. Money is one of the costumes that consciousness wears. You are another costume that consciousness wears. A drop of water out of the ocean is made out of everything. The ocean is God, ocean you equals the drop of water. Yes. See? So he understands. So if I think of something, that means it is me. I created that form. Yes, whatever you can think of, you already have it. Your mind can't conceive what it's never experienced. So whatever you can think of, it already exists within you. It's able for you to experience it. Money, women, you know what I'm saying? It's just that you have to focus on yourself, right? When you realize this stuff within you, this is how you attract love, by self-love. Because again, your external is an extension of your internal state. So when you love yourself, love is going to be reflected back to you through other people, because other people are connected to you. They're all reflections of you. It's all interconnected, right? Now again, money is a constant flow of energy, right? You are a constant flow of energy. You are money in itself. So how you attract money? By focusing on yourself, by focusing on your expansion. Then your life will start to expand in your external, and then money will show up as a natural byproduct, like how it did with me. I actually manifested this job that I'm working at right now, and I got 2 minutes, y'all. All right, so I gotta go clock in. Peace, love, and prosperity, man. I love y'all, bro. You know what I'm saying? Run the live back if you have to. Run the live back if you have to, and really listen to what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Peace, love, and prosperity, though. Money is a constant flow of energy. Yes, it is. And you are a constant flow of energy. Your energy is always flowing. You know what I'm saying? It can't never not flow. It even flows when you're asleep. Peace.